What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. It's Tuesday, the day after the big Labor Day holiday weekend, the end of summer holiday weekend, I should say. Hopefully everybody out there had a great holiday weekend and spent it with family. We got a call this morning from Joint Clutch and Gear where we went and dropped our drive shaft for the El Camino off. And they had some wonderful, exciting news for me. The drive shaft's bent. I tell you, I just can't win for losing, guys, when it comes to trying to get shit done in a crunch in order to make a deadline or what have you. I told him, I said, man, I looked that drive shaft over. I don't even see a rock chip in that dang thing. I said, you know, I said, I could see if it had like a witness mark of it, something hitting it or something. I said, but who am I to question the experts, right? They said it is bent, it can't be balanced. Then it is what it is. They want $380 to build me a new 3-inch drive shaft with 1310 U-joints, all balanced. So I told them I'd come in and pick the old one up, and they can have the measurements already written down. That way, I got to put a couple things together and to make it happen. I can't go ahead and pull the trigger as of this immediate second on that to get it done. I have some obligations that come first in life, and unfortunately, the El Camino ain't one of them right at this particular time. So, but I figured I'd do a video with you guys anyway. Tony actually called me over the weekend, and he said to take the tail shaft off the trans, bring it into him, and we're going to press a new bushing into that. He said if the vibration is like I told him it was, he said it probably wiped the bushing out in the back of the tail shaft. So he told me to go ahead and unbolt it, bring it over, and we'd replace the bushing in the tail shaft. And we also got to go pick up our wheels from Stevie out there. We dropped them off the same day we dropped off the drive shaft over at the Joint Clutch and Gear. So I told Stevie, don't worry about it before the weekend. Go ahead and have a good weekend, and I'll stop in on Tuesday and pick it up. And he said that would be cool. So that's what we're doing. I figured I'd bring you guys along for a little video today and see what kind of trouble we can get into. All right, well, we just got back from talking to the guys in there, and they actually still had it chucked up in the balancer, and it's definitely twisted. It's twisted is what it is. It's right in the middle of the shaft. It's way out, you know, they got the little mic on it, and he said you're allowed 10 to 15 thousandths before you would start feeling everything, and it spins the needle all the way around on the mic. So it's definitely twisted. He asked about the car. I told him, you know, what it used to be. You know, it used to have a trans brake in it. You know, we detamed it a lot, and he said that's probably what caused it. The twist in the drive shaft was, you know, the leaving on slicks and trans brake. So he said that's not good. He said he's actually surprised that them 1310 U-joints lasted as long as they do. They're actually going to put a better 1310 U-joint in it. They're going to build a 3.5-inch drive shaft with the better 1310 U-joints in it, fully balanced. The stock drive shaft is only an 055 walled. You know, like he said, it's, you know, a little bit thicker than exhaust pipe, you know. He said he's surprised that it didn't just twist that, you know, in half like a pretzel. But it's starting to twist is where the vibrate or the, you know, it's showing in the center of the drive shaft. But the new one's going to be 083 or 085 thick walled, so that's pretty good. He said it's not uncommon or for them to see that kind of stuff in, you know, like high performance cars, but we're gonna have to get it fixed, guys. There's no way we can run with that without tearing shit up. So I told him to go ahead and do it, and it is what it is. We got to get it done. So they're going to give me a call when it's all set. So we're going to head out to Stevie's and go pick the rims up and see how far these things were out of whack. Everybody coming home from up north.
People without kids. Everyone else started school today.
All right, it's been a couple more days since the last clip on this video. After we went and over to Joint Clutch and Gear and decided what we were going to do on the El Camino drive shaft, and we also went out to Stevie's and picked up the wheels. And we got some bad news out there, which I'll explain here in a minute what I think happened. But as you guys can see, they took all them weights off, and he wrote bent on that wheel, and he said the other one wasn't as wobbly, but it is wobbly from side to side, not up and down like if it was, you know, a tire that wasn't on the wheel correctly or what have you. But what I think happened is the guy that did it, they had the short cone on it that only came through a little bit of the back part of the wheel, and the cone's supposed to go through the front. You're supposed to have a mounting cone on the back that mounts on the surface of the wheel, and then you got to have a long cone that slides through the front of the wheel, and then your lock, you know, your handle that locks everything together to true it up. And since these are a two-piece wheel, you can, well, can't really, you guys hear that? That's actually a two-piece drag wheel, and if that cone ain't coming all the way through here, and then the mounting deal riding in between here, if it's running into here, because these are gouged out a little bit from over time, I don't think it's getting a good reading. So what I'm going to do, after I get the drive shaft back, which we're going to pick that up this morning, like I said, it's been a couple days, I just didn't want to film. I was so irritated that day finding out the drive shaft was twisted, and then driving out there to pick the wheels up, and then being told both of my wheels were junk. I just said I was done. I was done filming that day. I was like, you know, it was just, nothing can ever go right in my eyes. Nothing. So I decided just to chill out, wait for the phone call on the drive shaft being done, and we'll start this video from there. And that's where we're at. We're on our way back over to Joint Clutch and Gear. Tony hooked me up, helped me get this new drive shaft built. So thanks a lot, Tony. We really appreciate it. We'll make sure we get you back when we can. And then when we get the drive shaft back and the trans work done, I still got to take the back yoke off, take it over to Tony's, and we're going to press in a new bushing. And then I'm going to bolt these wheels back up, and I'm going to show you guys. I mean, because they were wobbling quite a bit on that balancer. And I didn't say nothing to Stevie. They were busier than shit out there, but I don't think, truthfully, the wheel was set up right on the balancer. Because somebody would have told me following the car that I see the wheels going like, you know, going like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bolt them back on the car, start the car up, get it in gear, and we'll see if there's a lot of wobble. And if there is, I don't know how in the hell it happened. These wheels weren't bent before. Like I told Stevie, I know it's been probably a long time, but I'm pretty sure he balanced these wheels on them tires. He's like, oh, I don't remember that, which I could have swore I did. Maybe he didn't, maybe he did, I don't know. It's been so long since, you know, we've had these wheels and tires, so. But anyway, that's the plan. We're going to go pick the drive shaft up, get it taken care of, get it back here, I'm going to be working on getting the tail shaft and transmission pan and all that done. And then we'll get the wheels bolted up and check them out to make sure how true they are. Because if they're going to wobble, it'll be, you know, these are hub centric, so they actually ride on here. And then the lug nuts are the drum weld, so they run into, you know, the perfect depth of the wheel there. As you guys can see, it comes up just short. So after all that's tightened together, and with the hub running on the hub, if there's any bend in this wheel, we'll find out. So, excuse me. Oh, and another kicker of the whole deal, which I never told you in the first part of this video. We were on quarantine for a week. We all ended up getting COVID here. Me, the missus, and the boy. So that was fun. But we're all on the downside. We're all cleared to be around everybody again. I still got a little bit of a cough. But we went 2.5 years, or however long it's been since that shit started, of dodging it and not getting it. Well, it finally caught up to us too. So, but anyways, guys, I'm going to run over there, pick the shaft up, and we'll bring you back and let you check out the new shaft when we get her back. What the hell is going on? Oh, there it is right there. Beautiful. There we go. One new performance drive shaft, which I'll show you guys when we get back to the house and get her into the garage here. All right, we just made her back to the house from joint clutching gear, and I ran the wife's truck through the car wash to get all that nasty, shitty dust from the street sweeper. I don't understand this whatsoever. Why in the hell you lay gravel down on the road was fine in my eyes before, and then a couple days later you're gonna take a street sweeper and blow all the, you know, sweep all the rocks and shit off of the road again when you just laid it on there. I don't get it, but whatever. Taxpayers' money at this best, I guess. But anyways, guys, we did get the new drive shaft here. Like I said before, this is a 3.5 inch 088 walled performance drive shaft. This is the old piece of shit. It's bent or twisted. It says it's got a twist in the middle. It couldn't be balanced. He said it's good for a derby car or something like that. You know, he said definitely don't throw it out. So I told him, I says, driving it around at, you know, 50, 55 mile an hour, you don't feel any vibration. You don't feel the vibration until you get into high gear, you know, and over 100 mile an hour going out the big end of the track. I said, then you could feel a vibration. And it wasn't like it was rattling your teeth out of your head or nothing. It was, you know, just a vibration. And, but like he said, you know, the same thing I said, vibrations will cause damage to the inside of your transmission gears, rear end gears, possibly even get up into your engine bearings, you know, the main bearings, rod bearings. So it definitely had to be fixed. And the back U joint on here, which I kind of questioned on the last clip, I think, on this video. It's smooth, then it gets tight. Smooth, then tight. You can kind of see there where it's hard, 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 and it just kicks. So, and that would be the rear end, where it bolts to the rear end. And like they were saying over there, it's probably, the torque from it launching is probably crushing the little metal needle bearings inside them caps. It's flattening them out. And so, anyways, we got a nice 3.5-inch performance shaft with the thicker wall than what they usually make dry shafts out of. I went with the thicker one. We got the upgraded 1310 spicers, U-joints, the heavy duty ends for the yokes on both ends. They're thicker than what was on here stock. Obviously this is my stock yoke, but these are thicker eared than what them are. So well worth the investment. As long as these things, and I now that I think about it, when I put these wheels on, I think it was it back, when I put the wheels on, not the last time, but the time before that, I had it up in the air and I did run it through the gears and it didn't show any signs of wobbling. That was before I ordered the correct lug nuts. I wanted to make sure that the lug nuts were engaged enough on a two-piece wheel, because you got to sandwich all that stuff together truly in order for it to be true. And I ended up ordering the right lug nuts, the longer shank lug nuts from Weld for the drag lights in order to just be 100% correct. And that's when we also switched out to the screw-in half studs instead of the press-in 7/16. So when we put the Moser axles in here, but again, once we get it up and going, I'm probably not going to do the trans or the tail shaft or the tranny pan yet today. We are actually getting ready to go camping for the missus's birthday. Her birthday is coming up Monday, and she wants to go camping. So as you guys can see, I got the camper up here last night. We got everything all vacuumed out and wiped out, and the fridge is in there running, getting cold. So we're gonna go camping this weekend for the missus's birthday. That's what she wants to do on her birthday. That's what we're gonna do. So it'll probably be maybe Sunday after we get back, or Monday possibly, that we'll jump back on this, and it'll be in the next video that I'll show you guys on the tranny pan. And we'll take a ride over to Tony's, get that new bushing pressed in the tail shaft, and then we'll get these wheels bolted up, and then I'll set a dial indicator up on the centers there, and we'll drop her in gear. We'll put her in drive and turn the idle up a little bit and let her roll. But we'll see it if it's bent. And you would think as bad as it showed on his wheel balancer, guys, I would have felt that in the car just driving normally down the road. Because like I said, you didn't feel nothing in the car till high speeds out the other end. I would have felt the ass end of the car doing that, because that's how bad it looked on his balancer. I mean, it was going side to side like a shifted belt like no other. So I was like, man. But I just kept my mouth shut, and they were busy. They had people there. I just told them, cool, thank you for pulling the weights off. And these tires are old anyway. So I'm pretty sure after this trip to Ubley for the Bay City roller race, they're going to be spanked enough anyway to, we'll get some new tires put on these wheels. They still hook good. I mean, they're nice and soft compound, but they are old. So, but I think it was Grady that said I'm too nice to them. So we're going to change that one last time this year. So Anyways, guys, this video is running pretty long. I just wanted to bring you along and let you know that we did get everything we need. As far as our drive shaft goes, that is awesome. And give you the lowdown on every other problem and problematic deal going on with the old Elko. But as usual, guys, I really appreciate everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. All right. Bye-bye.